Hey guys, it's April 2018, so we're going to take a look back at March 2018. We're also going to look at the year-to-date, so the end of Q1 2018, where we're at as far as real estate goes in Ottawa. So we'll start at the very beginning, at the top, and look at what the month looked like itself. So if we look at number of units sold, we sold 1,660 units, both residential and condo, and versus last year, 2017, we only sold 1,478. So that's an increase in number of sales by about 12.3%, which is awesome. If we look at all of Q1, so the year-to-date numbers for this year, we've sold 3,348 properties, both residential and condo, versus last year, the first quarter, we only sold 3,144. So that's an increase of 6.5. Obviously, that number has been driven up by having a really strong March. And if we talk about the money, year to date as well as the month of March, and overall both condo and residential combined, we've seen a huge increase in price. If you've been paying attention to the market, you've noticed it. We've gone up to an average price of properties of $410,000 in the month of March, 474, versus last year during the month of March, we saw an average price of $384,750. So that's an increase of 6.7% just in the month of March alone. And if we look at the whole quarter as a whole, we see a rise to just shy of 400,000, so 399,451, versus last year, again, when we're combining both residential and condo, and we're talking about the whole first quarter, we had an average price of $381,477. So it's still an increase in 2018 of 4.7%. So awesome news about the month that we had in March, as well as the first quarter that we've had. A little bit of a slower start, but it's really starting to pick up now, which is, I think, what everybody's seeing in the market. Now, when we break it down onto two different sides, we can talk about the residential side, and we can also talk about the condo side, because those are sort of two sub-markets that are happening. On the residential side, in 2018, we saw a number of sales go up to 1,302 versus last year, 2017, we had a number of sales of 1,165. So that's an increase of 11.8%. So we're selling more homes, which is great because we were worried that we weren't going to have enough homes to sell. The inventory is so low right now. The year-to-date numbers for the same thing, so the number of homes sold on the residential side, again, is to 2,567 from year to date in 2017 was 2,480. So the Q1 of 2018 has seen an increase in number of residential sales of 3.5%. Again, a good thing. As far as the money goes, that's on the increase too. So we're up to 447,561 as the average price of a home, a residential home in Ottawa for 2018 versus 2017, was 414,556. So that's an increase of 8% on the residential side. And if you remember my El Predicto, we were talking about a growth rate of somewhere between 8 and 10% for the entire year. Now, that was just March. If we talk about year to date, we've seen an increase to 438,169 from 411,016 in 2017. So that's an increase so far year to date for Q1 2018 of 6.6%. Now, the two major drivers that we're seeing on the residential side are both bungalows and two-story homes. Two-story homes have gone up from an average price of, $430 it was to about $470. So that's a big increase, about $40,000, about 10% in two-story homes. And that's the most of what we're selling in the residential world. It accounts for, more than half of the residential sales that happen are two-story homes. Some of them detached, some of them row houses, some of them semis, but the two-story ones in particular. Now, so if we shift over and we talk about the condo side, we look at the number of sales that we saw in 2018 again went up, a significant increase in number of sales to 358 from last year was 313. Okay, and if we talk about year to date, again, we're seeing more and more condos resell, which is great if you've got a condo. The number year to date, so Q1 2018, 781 versus last year at this time was 664. So that's an increase in number of sales of 17.6% in one quarter. That's a big number, and we saw a very similar increase last year. So that trend is continuing. If we talk about the money on condos, it's a little bit different. So far, not so far, but in the month of March 2018, we had an average price on condos of $275 592. In 2017, we had an average price of 273,807. So only a marginal increase of 0.7%. Now, if we look at the year to date, so Q1 2018, we have an average price of 272, so a little bit less, 193, versus last year, year to date, for all of the condos that we've sold, the average price was 271, 149. So again, a very marginal increase on the average price of a condo, up to 0.4%. So the main story about condos is that the two-story, again in the condos, is leading the way in growth. So the two-story prices have gone up, so that the condo townhouses have gone up in price, and it's that increase of about 2.5% in the condo townhouses that's fighting against the decrease in the average price of a condo apartment. So think about a box in a really tall building. Those aren't going up; they're actually going down. So you really need to figure out what sub-market you're in, and almost what sub-market you're in, to determine average prices, values, etc., etc. If you'd like more information or how all of this matters to you, give me a call today at 613-314-3187. And until then, Sty Fire out.